Hey there, welcome back to the Luxury State of Mind podcast. I'm your host, I'm Chody, and on this podcast, my goal is to empower you to live a life of luxury. And on Luxury State of Mind, we redefine luxury as authenticity. So, helping you to align your life with your values, your goals, what you believe you've called to do, and allowing that to show in every aspect of your life. So you can feel fully seen, you can feel like you have a tailor made life and really feel like you're living the life that God has called you to live. So, welcome to the Luxury State of Mind Live. So happy that you are here. And on this episode, we're going to just be talking about who the luxury state of mind woman is. I just want to talk with you all on who is luxury state of mind. When I think of the luxury state of mind woman and the women that listen to this content, who is that type of woman? Who is this for? And then I also have an opportunity for you at the end of this that I want to share with you to really embody the luxury state of mind mindset. So, all week, I would say, or for the last week or so, I've been really trying to communicate what luxury state of mind is to different types of people. And, I've heard feedback that, it's a hard sell. It's not something that people can really relate to. Or I've heard the opposite that, oh my gosh, I love it. I get it. Like, this is for me. I identify with the content, so helpful, and just so many different things. But I just really wanted to get us grounded in what luxury state of mind is. Who is this for? Why does it even matter? And then if you find it valuable, how you can be a part of it and grow more into the luxury state of mind. So the reason that I even created this content podcast, why I do the speaking, um, why I do what I do is because my goal is to help women go from hidden to fully being seen and experiencing life to the fullest. So one of the things that I say, and it was actually somebody looked at me and was like, this is what I feel like you do pretty well, is I pull greatness out of hiding. And why is this something that's important to me? And why is this, I guess, a part of the journey of luxury state of mind? Ultimately, if you know my story, I went to do the medical route for almost 20 years from the time I was in elementary school all the way up until college, past college even. I was going to go be a doctor. I was saying to everyone that's what I was going to do, and nobody could stop me. This is my path, all them things. But I was struggling and suffering during that whole entire process. So you can imagine almost 20 years of saying that this is what I'm going to be doing. I did not allow my true gifts, talents, skills, everything that is me to shine. I would give it moments to come out, but it wasn't enough proof that for me I was smart enough, because in my mind I was trying to prove that I was smart enough, that I belonged, that I could do what I saw others doing, because inwardly I felt inadequate. And that inadequacy drove me to be excellent in the world's eyes. So excellent meaning I have 3 degrees. So I went to school, I got 3 degrees. I did well in school for the most part, minus the sciences sometimes, um, but did so many things, but eventually just saw or decided and saw that, you know what, this isn't for me. And that, again, almost 20 years had gone by. And then it's starting the process of figuring out, who am I? What have I been called to do? What is my purpose? That was not a concept that I had growing up. It just started coming up in my early 20s because I started questioning that there has to be more to life than this. I've tried to reach the pinnacle of what I believe and what culture has told me is success. I'm trying to strive to be at that level, but I'm still feeling like there has to be more than getting up, studying, doing what I'm supposed to do, and then going to sleep, and then doing it again over and over and over again. So for the last almost 10 years, I've been on a journey of redefining who I am, and really, I would say, rediscovering what that looks like. Who am I? And allowing those true gifts, those talents, those things that actually come naturally to me to finally shine and come to the forefront and not hide them away, not put them away or try to change it, but just allowing it to be. That goes from the talents, that goes from, what I dreamed of my life being and even what I wanted to be a physician. I always didn't wanna be the normal type of physician. I always wanted to do something different. I wanted to travel. I wanted to just be unique. But really what it was my soul in a way crying out for what I really wanted to do. So how do you go from being hidden or being in a place where you've just counted yourself out? Like, that's really what it was, counting myself out to then becoming a person that is dedicated to truly living the life that I believe God has called me and yourself to be. And that process looks like, again, getting to know yourself, getting radically, or not getting radically, but being radically accepting of yourself. I always say that that's the first phase when it comes to luxury state of mind. Accepting yourself, accepting what it is that you believe you've been called to be, accepting the vision that God has for your life, being able to partner with Him and know that, you know what, this is where we're going and accepting. And of course, we don't know, the future. We don't know how every step is going to look or what it's going to take. But as long as we're okay to be on the ride, we can allow the future to blossom. So that's the first step. Accepting the vision, accepting who you are as a person, your identity. Second thing, intentionality. So this is the second pillar of luxury state of mind. Being intentional about the choices that we're making every day that align with where we are going. What choices are we making today? How are we planning? How are we implementing? Or how do we, or what kind of implementation plan do we have that will allow us to actually actualize the vision that we believe we've been called to live and that we finally have accepted? How are we spending our time? Who are we hanging around? Where are we going? Do they push us closer to where we want to go, or is it stopping us without us even realizing, or actually realizing because it's just comfortable? Sometimes we are living a life, and if you can relate to me, you're a luxury side of mind woman, so most likely you can, that you're living in a way that again seems acceptable to maybe to many or even to an idea that you used to have about yourself in the past, but it actually doesn't align with where it is that you believe you're supposed to be going. Or you are getting things, putting your time to things, buying maybe different materials that in your culture defines as success, but in reality you could care less about it. And you may not even know that you care less about it because there's so many voices in your head telling you that this is success, this is where you should go. So how can you be intentional about your days so you can actually start living in a way that aligns with, again, who you've been called to be? And then number 3, the third thing is how can you be empowered to make choices, that freedom of choice aspect? How can you be empowered to make choices that again align with who you're called to be in spite of cultural pressures, familial pressures? I mean, everybody in your circle goes to maybe this place to vacation, or this is ideally what success looks like. But you just know there's a different path for you. You know that there's something else that you want to do, that you want to experience. And they may look at you funny because that's not what we do. You may have heard that that's not what our family does. Why do you want to go there? We've never gone there. Or why do you want that? That is so weird. Maybe you've heard things like that, but you just know innately that there is something different and better for you than what you are experiencing. So, in those moments where you have to make those choices, how can you be empowered to make those choices? How can you have the freedom to choose in a way that allows you to still accept yourself fully, align yourself with the vision that you've been called to live, and be intentional with the choices that you're making every day that align you to where you believe you're called to be? So, through these different principles, through these different foundations of being a luxury minded woman, you are able to live in luxury in a way that doesn't require you to, everything that I said doesn't require necessarily money. It doesn't require you to be at a certain social status. It all requires a change in mind, a change in how you perceive your world and being able to fully align with what you're called to be so that in any season that you find yourself, you can live in luxury. And on Luxury State of Mind, we define luxury as authenticity. So, my goal is to help you go from hiding, from being hidden to not being seen, fully seen by yourself, fully seen by the world, to finally showing up and boldly taking action that aligns with the personhood which you've been called to be. So going from somebody that was covered, that was hidden, that has been hidden behind, different pressures, that have been hidden behind different lies, that have been hidden behind the shoulds. I said last week that you shouldn't shit all over yourself because it gets messy. I should be here, I should be doing this, but in reality, you don't even care to do that. So why are you even trying to do that? So going from that place of I should, this is what's right. Everyone said that I should have liked this, to being a person that is boldly taking action towards what it is that you want to do. I meet so many of you who want to be speakers. You want to create talks. You have a greater message that's inside of you, but you're afraid to even tell people that you're a speaker. You're afraid to tell them that this is what I do, or you want to create panels and events, or you want to do the things that you see on Luxury State of Mind, or maybe something different, but you're afraid. What will they say? The way that I say things, it seems that people don't resonate with it. But you know that there is something deeper inside of you that you have to bring out. And you know that the time is now. We're about to enter into 2026. 2025 is coming to an end. And we don't want to keep living the same life, doing the same things, having a lackluster experience on this earth because we're afraid to fully step into what it is that we are supposed to be doing. Another year doesn't actually have to pass by where you're just like, oh my gosh, the same thing keeps happening over and over and over. And I just want a change. It's not about getting a better job. And maybe it is. Maybe that's actually part of what it is you're supposed to do. But most likely it has to do with inner work, an acceptance of self, an acceptance of your identity, being more intentional, having an implementation plan of how you turn ideas into tangible results, and then being empowered to make choices, knowing that you have the ability to be able to make choices in any moment that align with what it is that you're called to do and who you're called to be. So if that is you, if you are like, man, like Dami, you are speaking to me. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to the woman that is going from, or they want to go from being hidden. They're tired of being covered, concealed in different areas of their lives, to now they want to show themselves fully to the world and express it and express themselves. So that's you. You are a luxury state of mind woman. You know where it is that you want to go. You know what you're called to do. And I actually want to invite you into an opportunity that I have been presenting to the community. And it's an opportunity to actually work with me one on one. So I'm inviting 5 women by November 17th to work with me one on one to learn how to go from hidden, to go from stagnant, to now taking bold action towards what it is that you believe you're called to do and to become. So if you know, for example, that you want to speak, you have a message on your heart that you want to share, but you have been literally hidden. You don't tell anybody. You know it, but you ain't accepted it yourself. We are going to go from that person that feels hidden, that feels scared to share that message, to be that person, to embody that person, to by the time we are done working together, you will become a person who can boldly say, this is what I do. This is who I am. And from there, be able to create opportunities that align with yourself, that align with your authentic, luxury minded self. As I said, luxury state of mind is authenticity. We're redefining luxury as authenticity is the best form of luxury. So if you are, again, trying to go from hidden, stagnant, just lacking transformation to a person that takes bold action, then I want to work with you. I'll have a link in the bio where you can schedule a call on my Calendly. And I would love to be able to speak with you to really understand what it is that you are in need of, where it is that you want to go, and to see if we're a good fit to work with each other so that I can help you go from hidden, stagnant, doing the same things, lacking that progress, to now taking bold action to what it is you want to do. So just want to invite you to that, want to invite you to that opportunity to work with me privately. So you will have my attention and the opportunity to work with you and hold your hand for through the next couple of weeks to get you those results so you can start seeing better tangible results of you walking in your version of luxury. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Again, if you resonate with this, leave a comment. I would love to speak with you. And you can schedule that call via Calendly in the description of this episode. All right. I will speak to you on the next one. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will speak next week. Bye.